Hi there, my name's Tyler Roicki. Welcome to the channel, welcome to the vlog, and we have a very important topic to discuss today. Do I start modding my Corvette C6 Z06 or do I upgrade to a C6 ZR1? Well, let's hop in the Z06, take it for a spin, and we'll talk some more about what I'm thinking next for the car. So let's go. Before we get started with the video, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button so that I may include you on my car journey in the future. And some very sad news I have here in my hands. July 7th, 2019, which was almost exactly 1 year ago to the date. We're a couple days off here, but I had the oil changed and we see here that the mileage in was 47,400 miles. A year later, I have 48,600 miles. I've driven this car 1,200 miles in the past year. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. We need to fix that. And the good news is the Cayenne is actually for sale. So as soon as it sells, this will effectively be my only car, which means I have to drive it more at that point. And quite frankly, I don't mind having that problem. So I recently did a video about a few things that I would really love to do to my C6 Z06 here if I were to keep it, such as having the valve guide issue addressed, which hopefully I don't actually have to deal with a real issue from not having it addressed. But fact is, I do not know that it has been addressed yet, so it would be the same thing to do to have that addressed. But I figure, you know what, when you're in there, you might as well upgrade the cam. You might as well do the headers, do a full exhaust, and what have you. And you know, when you add up the list of things I really have on my wish list, you're looking at somewhere in the realm of $10,000 potentially that it would take to dump into the car to get it exactly where I would want it to be. And so I've been thinking about that because I got a great deal on this car when I bought it. You know, clean Jetstream Blue 2008 C6 Z06. Literally 2 days from now is my 3-year anniversary with the car, and I got it for $31,500, 37,000 miles, clean, mostly one owner history. And so I feel like I got a good deal for the car because at the time it was the least expensive Jetstream Blue Z06 I had ever seen available for sale. You know, so I'm super happy with that because this is the color I wanted the most, and I got it. And there's only perhaps about 2,000 of the Jetstream Blue C6 Z06s in existence from the factory. Probably less now that the owners have had a few years to drive them, wreck them, and write them off. But anyway, if I factor in the cost, I mean, this car really hasn't cost me that much to own so far. But even then, if I'm adding $10,000, if I potentially go out and do that wish list of items that I would love to have done to the car, you know, it ends up being another $10,000. So I'm going to have, you know, $41,000, $42,000 plus potentially into the car at that point. Well, it's definitely going to be plus when I factor in everything versus the ZR1. Even if I got a ZR1 that was more of a driver car, which I would love, you know, I'm talking a car with somewhere between maybe 20 and 40, thereabouts, thousand miles. It may be possible to get one for close to $50,000 at that point, depending on the mileage for a clean car. The other thing is, if I spend all that money on the C6 Z06, the resale value is not going to reflect it. So I can dump that 10 in, and the biggest value add out of all those things is going to be the fact that, okay, I can show that the valve guides have been addressed, that it's less of an issue than a car that has not had that item addressed. I do all those things, I probably will be leaning towards not reselling it. But then the only mystery is, to me, I always have wanted a C6 ZR1. I feel like I need to get one at some point. And so it just has me thinking, if I got the ZR1, does it make sense to have this car? And it's a hard decision, I'm not gonna lie, because I wouldn't want to put all the money into this car if it's gonna end up with me getting a ZR1 either way within, I don't know, the next year and a half here. So that's the question, and I want your input on it if you're watching this. Do I go all out and modify my C6 Z06 the way I want, or do I set that aside and just upgrade straight to the C6 ZR1? Let me know what you think in the comments below. All right, so on to the next topic. So as I mentioned earlier, my 2010 Porsche Cayenne GTS is officially for sale. So I want to share with you the top prospective replacements for the car, leave it a little bit less of a mystery, which this may or may not surprise you. I think it probably will come more as a surprise, being that I'm coming from a Cayenne that I've literally put 40,000 miles on over the course of the past 2 years and some change. My top prospective replacements for that car, I've narrowed it down to 2 cars that I really want. And the first one is a Generation 4 Viper SRT10 convertible, which that would be a 2008 to 2010 model Dodge Viper with the top that goes down. And my second choice is a 2008 Lamborghini Gallardo Superleggera, which again, coming from a Cayenne, something as practical to have 4 doors, 5 seats technically, and going from that to literally another supercar, again, may come as a surprise. But my thought is, well, I do have the Z06. If I had another supercar, I could divvy up the driving between the two. And quite honestly, I don't even drive that much anymore. As weird as that may sound, I don't really have a commute for work, and what I do in real estate, I do everything on the computer. I used to have to go to San Antonio for some house flips I was doing. I don't have any house flips going on right now. I'm not planning to get another one anytime soon. So the amount of mileage I drive is not crazy high. And fact is, a vast majority of the driving I will be doing in the near future, in the foreseeable future, is going to be for you guys. It's going to be for the channel and just sharing my experiences with these cars with you. So with that in mind, I want to get another car that will allow me to do that at the highest level possible. And those are my top 2 picks. So the issue with the Gallardo Superleggera is, literally, there's only 172 that were made for the North American market, which includes Canada, and I know for a fact there are a few over there. But that, and I wouldn't want a low mileage example, because if I'm gonna drive it, I don't want to pay premium for a low mileage car. And if I did pay premium for a low mileage car, I wouldn't want to drive it as much. Because if I were to find the right car that, say, had 40 or 50,000 miles, and it was priced according to the fact that it had that mileage, I would be happy driving it, and I would be able to get it at a great price. And I know for a fact that car is going to hold its value because of how rare it is. And I've already covered that a little bit in another video I did where I talked about the Gallardo Superleggera. But for me, the real issue is finding one, because I can tell you that there literally is not one out there for sale that meets my criteria right now, and the chances of one coming up are very small. So it could be quite a long waiting game if I really hold out for that. So that in mind, the next option being a Viper SRT10 Generation 4, that is also a very rare car, and I just so happen to be picky with my colors. Like, you'll learn this about me in cars, like, I am very particular about what I like for different cars. Like the C6 Z06, the Jetstream Blue is my color. Likewise for the Viper, I have a very small amount of colors and options I would consider on it. which honestly I'm not as picky on the Gallardo Superleggera because it's already hard enough. I'd pretty much take any color if the right car came up, because they only literally made them in 5 colors anyway. But anyway, the next, you know, the Viper, there's really 3 colors I'd like on it if I were to get one. Snake skin green is my number 1, and number 2 and 3 are both blues. They had a bright blue, which is very similar to the blue on my Corvette Z06. They didn't make many in that color, but I mean, I think it looks gorgeous. I've seen one in that color before, but I would honestly hate to have this car and the Viper in almost the same color. I don't know, I just don't really feel it, but if it came up, if the right car came up, I think I would seize it and go for it. But also they do have the GTS blue, which is the darker, deeper blue that the original Viper GTS came in 1996, and that would be a gorgeous color too. I'd want a Roadster because I believe that it would be fun to have a convertible, something with a very different experience that I could drop the top on. What I like about the Vipers is, similar to the Corvette, they're really reliable supercars. I mean, relative to the Italian stuff. And I think, by the way, I believe from everything I've ever learned about the Gallardo that an 08 Superleggera is more, as far as the exotic realm of stuff, more on the side of things that you can actually drive it and put a lot of miles on and not constantly be fixing. So that's something else that stands out about the Lamborghini to me. But you know, Viper even more so because it's a Dodge. You know, it's got a good track record for being a very drivable car that you can depend on and do stuff with. So those are my top 2 picks, and similar to the Gallardo, the benefit of the Viper is that it really, despite how rare it is, which if you look at the production numbers, I think you may be surprised to learn how rare those cars are, especially Generation 4. But it's a lot more common than a Gallardo Superleggera, because you're talking about production that's in the lower thousands rather than the lower hundreds. You literally, you know, less than 200, right? So it's a different level of rarity. So fact is, the Generation 4 Vipers, the right car, will come up a lot more frequently. In fact, there is one for sale right now that it really does pique my interest. It really does meet all my check boxes. It only matters, you know, the right price. I think it is priced reasonably fair right now, but I would probably need a little bit better of a deal on it. But with that in mind, I'm gonna wait till the Cayenne sells. If that car's still available, I may explore it some more, and if not, I'll just have to find another one at that point and continue the search. But in all likelihood, I'm likely not gonna buy the next car until the Cayenne sells. So I'm not sure how long that could take. It may take a couple weeks, it may take a couple months. I hate to keep you guys waiting, but you know, that's just what I want to do and intend on doing, and you know, sharing it with you guys as soon as it happens. So last topic for the day, and this is another one that I would like your input on, is I would like to collaborate and do something with another Texas YouTuber, you know, probably someone who's more well known than I am at this point, because obviously my channel is super small right now. But I would like to collaborate with someone else in the car world, someone else in Texas. Who should I collaborate with? Let me know in the comments below. Someone that stands out to me is Cars Across Texas. I haven't had a chance to meet him yet. He's really blown up on YouTube over the course of the past couple months here. You know, so I congratulate him on his success with that. And what I like about him, though, is he's based out of Houston. It's not crazy far from where I am, so I have a real strong sense that I'm going to that I'm going to cross paths with him at some point in the near future. He also has a Corvette. He recently bought a 2019 C6 Z06. And so I think it would be someone, you know, fun to do, you know, a little small collab with of some sort. But who else is out there? I'd like to know, you know, if there are any other car YouTubers in Texas who you think it would be cool if I collaborated with, maybe did something with my Z06 personal with you guys real quick as I'm finishing up my drive here. It's been a really interesting year for me, 2020, and I know it has been for all of you as well, but personally something that occurred to me earlier this year, which it's funny, like we literally just started the second half of this year. It's the beginning of July, so we're halfway through the year together. But for me personally, I realized going into this year, you know, especially 3-4 months into the year, that I really wasn't enjoying a lot of the stuff I was working on. And, you know, it's really had me taking some steps back over the past couple of months and really honing in on what is it that I want to be doing in life and business and work. Am I working real estate? Because there's so many things you can be doing, and, you know, I really have it in my heart and on my mind to like really focus on the things I enjoy. Like I enjoy this, what I'm doing right now. I enjoy driving my Z06. I enjoy sharing with you watching this, and I would like to do more of that in the future. That's why I'm really challenging myself to step up what I'm doing with cars next. You know, forget something practical. I don't need something practical right now, honestly. And so I want to maximize that opportunity, you know, to grow more with you all, to do more in the way of car content, and, you know, just doing things with cars in general, because that's my passion. That's my biggest passion. And then, you know, also back on the real estate stuff I'm doing, I really honed it down to something I am passionate about in my real estate business. And it's been the biggest challenge, because sometimes that, you know, going after the next paycheck, you know, something that's easy and right in front of you that you're used to is the easiest thing to do. But, you know, sometimes I realize, you know, that it doesn't speak to my heart, and that's the biggest thing I've been going through this year so far, is just, you know, aligning what I'm doing to something that truly speaks to my heart. So, you know, I just wanted to share that with you. I have a big vision for this channel. It's something on my heart. It's why I'm literally told you that I plan on replacing the Cayenne with another supercar, something crazy, something crazy fast, obviously, but, you know, something that stands out at car shows, and something I can share an experience with any of you if I ever should come across you in real life. If you're a car enthusiast, if you love cars like I do, to me that's what it's about. I want to be able to share those experiences with more and more people as the time goes on who share that same love for cars that I have. So that said, if you watched this video all the way through, thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate you. If you haven't already done so already, I would really, really appreciate it if you would join me on my journey to 1,000 subscribers and help me get there by hitting the subscribe button. And until next time, I'll look forward to seeing you on the next video. Should I send it though? I mean, it's the end of the video. Heck, let's send it, guys. Let's send it, boys. Let's send it, baby. Yeehaw!